sun has got its hat on and it's barbecue today. Oh, hello everybody. Sorry about that. I was just turning the sausages on the barbecue because we're having a barbecue for tea again. Do you like barbecues? I love barbecues. We've had sausages and chops and chicken. We've had loads of barbecues recently because the weather's been so good. Just excuse me 1 minute. Just going to check these sausages. Yep, I think we're there. I think that one looks perfect. Just how I like them. Excuse me 1 minute. I'll just get my bread roll. And just get some tomato ketchup. Gorgeous, just how I like it. Get the serviette, and I'll just have a taste. And did you know the Friends of Jesus really like sharing a barbecue with Jesus? Food over a fire. It was great, except they didn't have sausages; they had fish. Oh, oh, that's so good. Oh. I wish you could taste it. This is fantastic. Let's just check the other one. Sorry, hang on. Where was I? Oh yes, I was telling you about Jesus and his friends sharing food over a barbecue. I can think of one barbecue in particular actually, where I think the Friends of Jesus might have been feeling a bit like you and I are feeling at the moment. You see, life was just not the same. They were feeling confused. They were feeling a bit upset and anxious and out of sorts, a bit like you or I might be feeling. You see, their best friend Jesus, was no longer with them, and they were getting used to life without him. For us, life is getting back to normal, but it's a new sort of normal. School is a very different place at the moment. Some of your friends might not be there. You might not be there yet. We can't do some of the things that we used to do, or certainly not in the same way, and it's all very strange. Well, Peter and some of his friends were feeling out of sorts, not really knowing what to do or how to feel, when Peter said, "I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go fishing." His friend said, "That's a good idea. We'll come too." They got into their boats, sailed off and started to fish, but they caught nothing at all. So they headed back to the shore. And as they got back, they could see a stranger waving at them from the shoreline. He called out to them, "Hi, have you caught any fish?" "No, not a single one," they shouted back. "Well, why don't you put your nets on the other side? You'll catch some then." Whether they thought they had nothing to lose, or whether it was the way that this stranger said it to them, they did what he said. They put their nets over the other side of the boat. And when they tried to pull their nets in, there were so many fish, they couldn't pull it up. Wow! At that moment, Peter knew who the stranger was on the shore, and he jumped over the side and swam for it to the beach. The other friends in the boat came behind, towing the net full of fish. It was Jesus. When they got to the beach, there was a fire and some fish cooking on it and some bread, and Jesus was sat by the fire waiting for them. It must have been the happiest breakfast barbecue ever. After they'd eaten, Jesus took Peter off for a walk. They walked and they talked about all sorts of things. But one of the things that Jesus wanted to talk to Peter about was what he was going to be doing in his new normal when Jesus had gone back to heaven. He wanted Peter and the other disciples to take what they'd learned about God from Jesus while they'd been with him and share it with other people. And he was going to give them his Holy Spirit to help them to do it. That's what the Sunday that's just gone was all about. Call it Pentecost or Whit Sunday. The Holy Spirit would give them the courage to share the good news. Well, what's this got to do with us and our new normal? At your school, you might sing a song called Colours of Day or Light Up the Fire, a song all about the coming of the Holy Spirit. And in the chorus it says this: take seeds of his Spirit, help the fruit grow, tell the people of Jesus, let his love show. Just like this apple grew from a tiny seed, and if we were to plant, there's some more seeds inside this apple, if we were to plant those, they'd grow into a new apple tree, new apples, new seeds, and so it would multiply and grow and grow and grow. So there are things that God, with the help of his Holy Spirit, wants to grow in us. And they're things called the fruits of the Spirit. There are 9 of them. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Maybe you could have a go at learning all 9 off by heart. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sure that you've learnt a lot about patience during this lockdown. I know that I have, having had to wait for things. We've also heard a lot about kindness, people doing really lovely acts of kindness for strangers, for neighbours, for people in their family, for people who live on their own. And we've heard of people who've done the great surprises to bring people moments of joy in these really difficult times. Well, just like Peter was asked by Jesus to take what he'd learned into his new normal and to share God's love with the people he met, so the challenge for us is not to forget what we've learned in lockdown. Those seeds of patience and kindness that we've been growing over lockdown, we can take with us into our new normal, so that as things get back to normal, it's a much more patient, much more loving, much more joyful normal. Dear God, help us not to forget the lessons that we've learned in lockdown, but to take the things that we've learned into the new normal and beyond, so that the world is a much more loving, kinder and patient place because of us.